Hello, so today I'm going to show you some few hairstyles for short hair. The ones I'll be using some pins, I think, and a rope and the common stuffs. So first, my hair was wet. I had just washed my hair, so it should be moisturized so that you can style it easily. So for the first style, we will be using some bobby pins on the sides, on the left side and the right side, so that it remains something like an afro puff, but only at the center. So you place some pins on the left side. You can use 2 pins or more. If your hair is thick, you can use more pins, but for me I used 2 pins. You just slide the hair inside, then you place the pins, and then you comb out. You comb it out using your afro comb so that it can fluff out, so that you can have some puffs that look so good. So this is how it looks for the first style. It's easier to style, I think. This is the easiest actually when you're in a hurry. Then I use some coconut oil for giving me the shine. You can also use some sprays like olive sheen spray or TCB or Radiant. So for the second style, we will just section the front part of our hair. Just section it out neatly to separate it out, because we want to style the other remaining part. The other part we will put it in a puff. So just comb out your hair towards the center, then we'll use a rope to bring out the puff. Most of you, I think, know this style. You just use a shoelace, or you can also use some yarn. Yarns also work quite well, but I prefer shoelaces because they make the hair firm. So you tie it up to the puff. Then coming to the front part, we want to make it slide a little bit to the forehead. So we'll use some bobby pins also again, so that you can hold the hair. We hold it so that you can slay back at the front, so that you don't have your hair standing. I don't know if you're getting. We don't want the hair being just up like that. The pins will help it lay towards the front, and it will look neater that way. Then make sure you puff out your hair before you go out. You can also spray the puff. I use Movit hair styling gel for styling my edges, but you should use the edge control styling gel. There are several, but for me I used the styling gel, the Movit one. I'm not that perfect at styling the edges, but I try. So you can just style your edges the way you love them styled. Okay, and there we go for style number 2. I hope it looks good. Moving on to the third one. This is the commonest, just a puff at the center of your head, just a normal puff. So you just comb your hair towards the center, and then you tie it using either yarn or this shoelace that I use. You make it as tight as you want it, but not that much tight. It should not be too tight for you to feel so uncomfortable. You might have an headache if you make it super tight. So just tie it that can sustain you for a day, for the whole day if you're going somewhere. Then you can also lay down your edges. I didn't quite lay them down here, I just brushed them. But you can decide to style them up. So there you go for that style. For the next one now, it's not another new one, but you see me using water. So if your hair is wet, is dry, sorry, you make it wet so that styling could be easier. You just spray it with water so that it can be wet, making styling easy. So I'll just section the front part also, but this one now it's like we are doing some puffs at the front, so the whole of the front part from one side of the ear to the other side, the whole hair. So it's like we're dividing your hair into two. You divide it into two, but the back part is bigger. The front part is just a small section. So you tie the behind part so that you can be left with the front one, which you're going to work with first. So for the remaining front part, we want to cut it into two, like into a pussycat, but then now it will be two puffs, two small ones at the front only. It's not for the whole head. You just section at the middle to till where you had divided at the start. So for the first puff, you just collect the whole hair and tie it up to a puff, just like a small one. It's a small one, so you just tie it and then you make the puff visible for both sides, the left one and the right side. If you have thick hair, then this one will suit you good. If you have thick hair, this one will be a nice style because the puffs will look so pretty if they are bigger. You just puff them out as much as possible, like I've done to mine. And then for the behind part, you comb it out. You're going to tie it also. You're going to tie it with the same lace. You just tie it, you push back the behind part, not the front part. The behind part is which you're going to slide it up a little so that it can be somehow raised, so that this bigger puff will be at somehow in, it will be, I don't know how to put it, but I think you're getting, so that the puff will not be till the far end of where your hair is ending. It should be raised a little bit. Then you can just lay down your edges also. Then you either spray or use whatever oil you're using for your hair to give it some shine. And there we go. The next one is just the same style, so we are just removing the lace, and then you comb out the behind part. You just fluff it out. It remains in that design. It just becomes an afro at the back, not tied. Just simple. And you're off to go. So for the next one, we're going to remove those two puffs. We will style it to another puff, but now you have to just make the division at the center still, so that when you're tying your puff, the middle part can be seen. Though mine did not come out as I had expected, but this one comes out so well if you apply gel on the whole head. I did not use gel because I did not want to use it at the moment. So you will just, when you use the lace, tying it up, giving you the puff, you will see the middle part is divided somehow. Then you fluff it out. This puff, we didn't pull it back up to the very central part. I just puffed it out a little bit. Then you lay down your edges to how you love them. You use any design. For the edges, I said I'm not perfect for the edges, so I just style them as simple as I can, which is easier for me. So you can just design them to whatever liking you want for both sides, and it's done. Hope this video helped someone. Goodbye.